Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Annetta Felix. More than 1,300 people have been killed in clashes between herders and farmers in Nigeria between January and June 2018, says International Crisis Group ICG in a report published on Thursday. The group reports that the farmers-herders clash has killed around 6 times more people than the Boko Haram insurgency in the first half of 2018. The report adds that the violence is concentrated in Nigeria's central state and is largely driven by competition over dwindling arable land amid a rapidly growing population. The ICG also warned that the issue might affect the 2019 general election. The Nigerian police has insisted that Senate President Bukola Saraki is still under investigation for his alleged role in the Offa bank robbery in his native Kwara state. The police, in a statement signed by its spokesman, Jimoh Moshood, was reacting to a publication by an online media which reported that there was no evidence that linked Senate President Senator Bukola Saraki and Kwara State Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed to attacks that left 31 persons dead. The publication had based its report on a letter from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, which asked the police to stop the investigations. However, Moshood, in a statement on Thursday, confirmed receiving a letter from the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, but noted that the letter advised it not restrain or restrict the force from conducting any further investigations. Meanwhile, Saraki has asked the Inspector General of Police to send officers to his office if they want to get a statement from him. Senator Dina Melaye's trial for attempted suicide has been adjourned till August 9. This comes after news surfaced of Melaye's alleged abduction on his way to the magistrate court in Lokoja, Kogi State. Senator Ben Murray Bruce has denounced Melaye's alleged kidnap via his Twitter handle, and this was corroborated by Musa Shuaibu, one of Melaye's associates who claimed to have witnessed the abduction. Melaye's whereabouts is currently unknown. Members of the National House Assembly who dumped the ruling All Progressives Congress for the opposition People's Democratic Party are beginning to plan their way back. All this is according to Senator Ahmed Lawan at an interview with State House correspondents following a closed-door meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and other senators of the APC. He added that some senators of the People's Democratic Party have also expressed their desire to join the ruling party.
We had discussions with some of our colleagues who defected, and they have shown their willingness and interest and readiness to retrace their steps. So we are working very hard, working very round the clock with our national leadership led by the very hard-working Governor Adams Oshomole to ensure that we re-engage with our colleagues that defected, that we listen, and that we reach some understanding and resolutions that will enable them to come back home very soon. Even the PDP senators, there are some that have shown their readiness to come into the APC fold. And our party at the national level is working very hard to ensure that we engage them and ensure that they are able to come back, to come into the APC and be very good members of the family.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has sworn in 2 new resident electoral commissioners. The appointment of Garba Madami from Niger State and Ahmed Mahmoud from Sokoto State bring the total number of serving RCs in the commission to 37. Performing the ceremony on Wednesday in Abuja, INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu charged new commissioners to maintain sincerity in carrying out their new assignments.
For the 2 resident electoral commissioners, you will be deployed to states within your geopolitical zones, in line with the Commission's policy. However, none of you will serve in a state of origin throughout your tenure. Accordingly, Garba Atayiru Madami will take charge as our new resident electoral commissioner for Kwara State. While Bello Ahmed Mahmoud is hereby deployed to Kebbi State. Each one of you brings to the Commission your knowledge and experience that will help in managing the enormous responsibilities of conducting free, fair, and credible elections in Nigeria.
Minimizing money politics is the only way to establish democratic values in Nigeria, says the National Rescue Movement, NRM. The party said this in Abuja at the launch of the Not Too Poor to Run project to encourage youth to participate actively in politics. The national chairman of the party, Senator Seju Dantadai, said the party is ready to invest in Nigerian youth by allowing them to contest without paying any fee.
In Nigeria, as we are today, we have turned politics into a business enterprise. And this is where it has taken us to. So therefore, there should be a change. And that change is to bring forth credible Nigerians to contest election. And credible Nigerians don't have money. So therefore, the only way out is to have a policy where money is not a primary factor for contesting election under a political party, but credibility, fear of God, acceptability by the constituents of the person. These are the fundamental factors as far as the National Rescue Movement is concerned.
A lot of people feel that you must have money, and in true sense, based on what we have actually seen of lately in the politics, it looks like if you don't have money, you can't do anything. And if you don't have money, you cannot win the election. It's terrible. It's bad. Now, this organization, this political party, registering Not Too Poor to Run is a national thing. Every political party should key into it to encourage their candidates, to encourage their followers, to encourage their members that they should come out and run because they have what it takes. Leadership is not about how rich you are. Leadership is not about how much money you have. Leadership is about your quality, your skill, your experience in life, and either running in business or running in the public sector, you have dedicated your life and you have shown that you can do something and achieve it, which has nothing to do with money. So the party should be able to fund you when they find this credible candidate in order for them to actually win the vote and become our leaders in the political dispensation.
Not Too Poor to Run is to encourage people. It's first of all an awareness campaign to all the Nigerian masses that don't vote on the basis of money. Don't sell your vote. Look for integrity. Vote your conscience. Vote to people that you can ask questions, people that you can trust. And that's what our party stands for. Our party is not desperate to rule Nigeria. Our party is desperate to change Nigeria. And that's how we have started. And you can see the momentum. Everybody is excited because a new Nigeria is imminent and it's possible.
Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs says 75 out of 230 stranded Nigerian football fans absconded in Russia after the 2018 FIFA World Cup. The ministry spokesperson Tope Elias Fatile told newsmen in Abuja that the fans fled in spite of government's efforts to repatriate them. Fatile said 230 stranded Nigerian football fans were profiled to board chartered Ethiopian Airlines to Abuja, but at the last minute, only 155 boarded the flight. He said if, however, they repented and decided to come back, the ministry was ever ready to assist them.
We have done our own part by bringing those who want to come back home. In the process, some, human rights now. Some said you don't want to come back. And so, you cannot use cane to beat them to come home. Even in this Libya we are talking of, that's why the fact that they are suffering. Some say they are not coming back. You can't force them. You cannot force them. All we can do is to persuade. And then the mission over there to make the situation to facilitate the process. We are not the one that invited them to Moscow. But when the crisis is on ground, it is our responsibility to take care, which we have done. But along the line, some people still say, well, they don't want to go, they still want to remain there. We cannot force them. But I'm optimistic that if they repent and then decide to come home, maybe something positive could be done. That is, I cannot rule that out.
Meanwhile, as part of activities commemorating the 2018 World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, some activists are asking Nigerian government officials to step up measures to tackle human trafficking. The activists at a press conference in Abuja say the level of seriousness shown by public officials towards addressing human trafficking will be a key factor in determining winners in the 2019 election. They attribute the steady rise of human trafficking in Nigeria to lack of political will and commitment.
Just to compare the 2018 statistics that show that we have over 1.3 million victims of human trafficking in Nigeria. In 2016, we had only 800-something thousand people. Now look at the increase. Within 2 years, it has increased to 1.3 million. What will happen in the next 5 years if these people don't take it serious? This is a concern to us young people because we feel that this is affecting the future of young people. And if we are to vote any political leader, we must be sure that such political leader has a sincere political will and will demonstrate commitment to combating human trafficking in Nigeria.
It is essentially a period to call for stronger and sustainable actions by government and citizens against human trafficking. Ending this modern-day slavery requires that it will be handled as a national priority by all stakeholders, state and non-state actors. TOCAM is our own initiative for speaking against human trafficking. Nigeria is witnessing a lot of high rates of human trafficking, and this should be a great concern to our political leaders.
In Lagos, the International Organization for Migration, IOM, has launched a new approach against human trafficking tagged migrants as messengers. This new method aims to engage returnees as advocates using against irregular migration by using their smartphones and social media to share their experiences. The selected returnees were taken through a 2-day training session in Lagos. Our correspondent, Oyin Adekunle, has the details.
This is information that probably...
Their stories are different, yet similar. The IOM has gathered these 18 Nigerians who were returned from Libya as part of a training exercise to create awareness through peer-to-peer messaging.
Work that you've already been doing.
To begin the exercise, participants are first briefed on the essence of the program. This is followed by instruction on basic videography and filming skills.
And for location, obviously we want to be trying to find locations that look...
They are then split into working groups for the purpose of the training.
I'm strong.
After successful assemblage of their smartphone kits, each group proceed with a trial phase. Out on the field, it's all practical as trainees put to test all they have been taught.
Yeah, just a close-up of his face, close-up of the hands.
Some of the participants express how elated they are about the training.
I learned a lot. And we that have been selected as a messenger, we have a lot of work to do, especially in Edo State. Because I usually say that Edo State is a place where each house you enter, they have somebody in abroad, which the families, they have somebody that have gone through that journey and they have succeeded. So in Edo State, we have a lot of work in the sense that a lot of them have success story to tell about that journey, making it going abroad. A lot of them have built houses, making their family proud. So you coming out to say, okay, please, that road is not the road, don't go through, don't do that, because a lot of them have already made a lot of good story out there in abroad, making money, sending them to their families. So we as a messenger, we have a lot of work to do in that area. Because you coming out to say, Ghana enter Libya again, Libya not good though, it seems you are joking, which is one of the challenges I'm facing. But I can never give up.
I feel lively, like, me now going out talking to people, want to start talking to people. And you know, the enlightenment is something that I tell you, from what they have been talking to us, what they have been teaching us as it stands now, and the ideas and everything. Something that when we go out there, we can as well talk to our fellow Nigerians, those that don't even know anything about the journey.
I so much appreciate this training because as I came back from Libya, I like telling people about the odds of irregular migration. I like telling people about the negative perspective about the issue of irregular migration, because I said to myself, this is the only thing I believe it can reduce the highest rate of irregular migration, because the issue of irregular migration should not be left alone for the international communities and government. The issue of regular migration should be tackled from our traditions and communities.
Training is everything, really. It does, you know. The IM, they are actually doing a good job. They are doing a great job. The training has been of all. This is not the first training I attended. They attended, what's it called, business training too, and they've all been of great help.
It's a platform where we could be able to reach to the yet to be cashed. The people out there that are yet to experience what we have experienced, and the people that have experienced what we have experienced, but they could not come out because of the shame or the stigmatization. You know, so we could be able to use this platform to get them back, to tell the people outside and the people inside Nigeria not to fall the victim of trafficking and illegal migration.
The videos will be shot with the aid of a special mobile application developed and pre-installed on the smartphones by IOM. They will then be automatically uploaded to a server where the digital engagement team will edit them before posting on Facebook and other social networking sites. For now, the focus of the program is on 5 states, that is Edo, Delta, Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states, and these participants will be covering those areas. Onyi Adekunle, TV360, Lagos.
You're still watching news now on TV360. Coming right up is news in business. Do stay with us.
Buhari, now you will support. Nigerians, they say Buhari, now you will support. Oh, Buhari, empower. Buhari, empower, they say Buhari, now you will support. Kada, keke drivers, they say Buhari, now you will support. Ethnic groups, they say Buhari, now you will support. Now you will want chairman Buhari, now Buhari, now you will support. Buhari, now you will support. Civil servants, they say Buhari, now you will support. Police call, they say Buhari. Farmers are saying Buhari. Market people are saying, Buhari, now you will support. Not too young to wrong me. Buhari, now you will support. Now you're walking, Buhari, now you will support. Buhari, now Buhari, now you will support.
Hello and welcome. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Starting up a business can be quite a challenge. One young Nigerian entrepreneur has, however, passed the startup test, prevailed all limitations to make his dreams a reality, and is now easing the access of Nigerians to a vital service. Aneta Felix has more.
Adedayo Emmanuel acknowledged the need in Nigeria's logistics market and decided to fix it. With no money in the bank and no prior work experience, he risked it all to start up fast-track delivery as a geophysics student of the University of Lagos in 2015.
So I needed like 300 grand. I didn't have that. So what I did was, I had written contracts with my friends, a few of my friends that could borrow me money. There are about 3 or 4 of them, Christian, Canon, Chika. So I got money from all these guys. And then I promised I was going to pay back at a particular time, and then I did. So it made the first step of bringing the idea to reality quite easy, because I actually had friends that could help me out with money.
insufficient resources, inexperience, and several other factors challenged Fast Track.
We didn't start making money immediately because I was making mistakes, horrible mistakes. I was undercharging people. I didn't know the ropes well. Take for example, I didn't know that during rainy season, there's a way you're supposed to manage the bike. I just kept on pushing everywhere, and that's why it depreciated faster than it was supposed to.
Like every other business, this one has its risk. Most importantly, safety on roads. Adedayo admits that he learned about insuring his business the hard way.
One of the experiences we had about 2 years ago, in 2016, December, we had one of our riders that was involved in a very bad accident. And up until then, I didn't really understand the importance of insurance. Thank God the guy didn't die. He's okay now, he's fine. But we would have had a bit of buoyancy, a bit of soft landing if we had insurance. So insurance is very key. I usually tell people that are starting up that don't wait till it happens. It's better to just get it from the beginning. So the insurance we currently have covers the rider, covers the item in transit, covers either car or bike or whatever it is. So we have full premium insurance that covers everything that involves your package getting from one point to end point.
Winning an entrepreneurship award provided a huge financial relief for Adedayo and more.
There was this one competition that I did just before I left school, Global Student Entrepreneur Award. We brought grants of 250K at that time, which was very well welcomed at that point. So that was used to purchase another bike. That was how the third bike came on board. So that put together got the funds that was needed to push the business further than where it was at that point.
Entrepreneurship could become the saving grace of Nigeria's economy. Adedayo believes the government could do more to support young businesses like his. From making food deliveries on his own in 2015, Adedayo's Fast Track now has a staff strength of almost 20 full and part-time workers. The founder currently partners with an international courier business to deliver goods beyond Nigeria.
I think Nigeria is just arriving at that point where we have so many entrepreneurs that are willing to take risk and then grow a brand. So if we get adequate support from the government, we're looking at 20, 30 years from now, a lot of things. I mean, this entrepreneurial thing that is becoming the in thing now could be the cornerstone for Nigeria. So for them, for the government, they are doing their part, but it can be better.
He and his team are continually crossing borders and connecting the world through their service, which is always on time. Annetta Felix, TV360, Lagos.
The management of Nine Nobel says it has extended the timeline to complete its takeover by new investors to finalize documentation. The country's fourth largest telecom firm said on Thursday that it expects the takeover to be completed as soon as possible and that the extension was necessary for a smooth transition. The Telelogy Holding Limited was picked as preferred bidder for Nine Mobile, formerly called Etisalat Nigeria, following a bid process arranged by Barclays Africa in the wake of a debt default that caused its lenders to step in. Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves have dropped to a three-month low of 47.303 billion actually. This is according to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The new figure comes days after the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank decided to retain the interest rate at 14%. At that meeting, the committee expressed optimism that the external reserves would see more growth. In the communique by the CBN, the MPC predicted further increases in the level of external reserves in the near term, citing favorable crude oil prices. The MPC, however, advised the CBN to sustain its current efforts to maintain investors' confidence and ensure increase to external reserves. To the global oil markets now, Brent crude led oil prices higher on Thursday, extending gains into a third day after Saudi Arabia suspended crude shipment through a strategic Red Sea shipping lane. Prices rose 42 cents to $74.35 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures were up by 5 cents at $69.35 a barrel. Prices were also supported by official data showing U.S. crude oil inventories last week tumbled more than expected to their lowest level since 2015 as exports jumped and stocks at the Cushing hub drops. Crude inventories fell by 6.1 million barrels in the week to July 20, compared with analyst expectations for a decrease of 2.3 million barrels. Now, recovering from Wednesday's loss, the Nigeria Stock Exchange closed on a positive note, with major market indicators appreciating by 0.22%. The all-share index stood at 36,427 basis points, while the market capitalization closed the day at 13.195 trillion naira. Leading the pack of gainers were Nestle plc, Cement Company of Northern Nigeria, Nascon Allied plc, and Zenith Bank, with their equities closing at 1,501 naira, 28.5 naira, 20.5 naira, and 23.7 naira respectively. On the flip side, the top four laggards for the day were International Brewers, Flour Mill plc, Dangote Cement, and Custodian Investment plc. A total of 171.220 million shares worth 2.978 billion naira were transacted in 3,595 deals. The banking sector remained traders' delight for a second day, with Zenith Bank, UBA, FCMB, and Fidelity Bank having the most patronized equities for the day. Well, that's been news and business with Fidelia Aguncha. Stay tuned for more stories after this break.
Corruption not in my country.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
My name is Alero. I am not sick. I just need you to help put your stamp on this medical report. I want to tender it at my office as a sick leave. I'll pay 10,000 naira.
Ma'am, that is impersonation. I'm not a doctor.
Oga, be like say this English no go pay. I go increase the money to 20,000 naira. I beg. You know, if I give you that 20,000, as you wide, so you know, if it still help your condition more. So you know, say you spread well.
As I spread like virus, I'll be.
You talk. Come
out! If person come your hospital, talk say make you give am fake medical report, make you go take collect sick leave. Talk and say no, na corruption. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
On the foreign scene, stakeholders in South Sudan are set to form a coalition government to end the long-standing conflicts in the country as they signed a new power-sharing deal in Khartoum. The deal will see the creation of a new 35-member government comprising 20 ministers from the current government of President Salva Kiir. Former Vice President Riek Machar will be reinstated into his old post, and his SPLM-IO rebel group will have 9 portfolios, and the rest will go to other opposition groups. Former cricket star Imran Khan has claimed victory in Pakistan's disputed elections, which have been marred by violence and claims of vote rigging. The official result from Wednesday's vote, which in history is the second democratic transition in Pakistan, is yet to be announced. But leaders of almost every political party except Khan's have alleged ballot rigging, with some claiming that monitors did not receive final counts or were asked to leave polling stations before tallying was finished. Khan has, however, promised a new method of governance, placing a heavy emphasis on fighting corruption and building Pakistan's economy. Super Eagles forward Alex Iwobi has reportedly signed a new deal, a 5-year contract at Arsenal worth £70,000 per week until 2023. The Nigerian international came through Ghana's youth system, and he has gone ahead to make 98 appearances for the North London outfit since breaking through to the first team debut in October 2015 for the club 3-0 defeat to Sheffield on Wednesday in the round of 16 of the League Cup. Iwobi has been a regular over the last 2 seasons under Arsene Wenger, but the arrival of Unai Emery as head coach has put his future at the Emirates Stadium in doubt. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says he's pleased with Mohamed Salah as he made a scoring return in their 2-1 pre-season win over Premier League rivals Manchester City on Thursday. The Egypt international, who was Liverpool's top scorer last season with 44 goals in 52 appearances across all competitions, suffered a shoulder injury in the club's Champions League final defeat by Real Madrid in May. Salah was introduced as a second-half substitute in Liverpool's International Champions Cup clash against City in the United States, and the 26-year-old leveled the scores almost immediately before forward Sadio Mane scored the winner. The German Football Association, DFB, has rejected accusations of racism by Mesut Ozil, but admitted he should have done more to protect himself against discriminatory abuse. In a 4-page statement announcing his decision to quit playing football for Germany on Sunday, Ozil singled out Football Federation boss Reinhard Grindel with harsh words. Grindel rejected the charge 4 days on and has not yielded to calls for him to quit. But Grindel acknowledged that he should have stepped in firmly to end the abuse against Ozil over a controversial photo with Turkish President Recep Erdogan, which led to some to question the football's loyalty to Germany. And that's it. On News Now, you can watch some of our other programs on our website and across all our social media platforms at TV360 Nigeria. Thanks for watching. I am Anetta Felix.